podcast.
Yeah, bro. So this is gonna be it. The match that never happened in 2018 is finally happening on a fucking whim, bro.
I know, man.
On a fucking whim. We are bringing you guys UFC Fight Night, Whittaker versus Gastelum, and this is a late substitution.
Who was Whittaker supposed to fight again?
Paulo Costa.
Oh,
He
yeah.
drank too much wine.
That guy's an alcoholic.
That guy needs some AA.
That guy's got issues for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, Kelvin Gastelum really getting a big shot here fighting Robert Whittaker,
Fuck
who
yeah, bro.
at this point already deserves the title shot. I know I'm not cool with like automatic rematches, but this one took its time. I'm talking about for Izzy and Robert if he can win. Robert went and got his wins.
I think Whittaker, bro, he's ready to. Ever since, dude, I think after he beat Cannonier, he should have had his rematch. Mm-hmm. But the UFC, I mean, okay, it's also Whittaker's fault because after his wins, he's like, I'll fight whoever's next.
I'm just a company man and not.
Yeah, like,
I'm
bro,
horrible with accents.
like, bro, you need at that point, you need to take the Chael Sonnen approach and make your call out, bro. If you don't want the title fight, maybe he doesn't want the title fight, and this is why the UFC is giving him what he wants. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But hey, if he really wanted that title fight after the Cannonier win, he says, hey, I want Adesanya next. But he didn't say that.
Yeah, I think he said he was having a baby. And
but still, bro. Still.
I know.
If you want the title fight, you ask for the fucking title fight.
Especially when you deserve it as much as he did.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And the thing is, Izzy, obviously, that was his night. A lot of people like this, especially Izzy fanboys are like, he's just gonna knock him out again. No, dude, it's fucking Bobby Knuckles. Like, you're not gonna let one fight define you. Like, there's always look at Stipe when he got knocked out by DC the first fight, and then he went on to fuck DC up for 2 fights. Like, just because you get knocked out and it looks fairly easy doesn't mean it's gonna happen the same way.
Well, look, going into that fight,
Dustin Conner, for example,
for sure. But going into that fight, I thought Robert was gonna get knocked out for the only reason because I thought he was going to try to do what Kelvin did and try to replicate that same formula to get some success, except he couldn't do what Kelvin did. You know what I mean? I think Kelvin's very big underrated thing is his head movement, and that's probably what gassed him out in that Adesanya fight, but that's also what allowed him to get in and land those strikes. Robert Whittaker was really just jumping in there and he didn't have that same ability as Kelvin did, and that's why I thought he was going to get knocked out, and that's what happened. But
that's the thing, bro. A lot of fighters just fall victim to playing Izzy's game, mm-hmm. And this is like when we'll talk about playing chess. Like when we play chess, it's like you're reacting to all of my moves.
Yeah, this guy's really good at chess, and he's fucking me up by putting the pressure.
If we're playing chess, it's like Johnny doesn't have his own move. He's just playing defensively to me, and that's what people do. Like that's the mistake they make fighting Izzy. Mm-hmm. They play his counter punching game. It's like, okay, Izzy's not punching, let me punch, and then he counters.
But I mean, now
Kelvin, you have to make an ugly fight. I think when you fight Izzy. And Kelvin did that, right? You have to be unpredictable and you have to make it ugly.
His Kelvin's little half-step jump in, threw off the timing.
You have to be different, bro. You just can't go in there trying to slug it out with Izzy because he's going to counter you and he's going to fucking put you on the ground. But go.
I think seeing what we saw from the Jan Blachowicz fight, Robert Whittaker's a damn good wrestler, man. Like, he's a damn good wrestler. I think at one point he was trying to join the Australian team for the Olympics. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he's a damn good wrestler, and I think he will be able to mix it up a little bit if he were to fight Izzy. But we're not talking about Izzy, right? We're talking about him against Kelvin Gastelum.
And this fight, which should have happened in 2018, they were both the coaches of the latest
Tough 28 heavy hitters.
Yeah, and then we have one of those fighters on this card, in the undercard. But these guys were both the coaches. They're supposed to fight back in, the summer of 2018. But Robert Whittaker did have an abdominal hernia.
The day of the fight. So he was out for a whole year, and then his next fight was against Izzy. So coming off that, a lot of people just talk shit about Bobby Knuckles since, but he's bounced back. Who has Robert beaten? He beat Darren Till in a unanimous decision. Mm-hmm. Then he beat Cannonier. Was that also UD? Yeah.
But he beat the shit. He blew both of them out. So Robert Whittaker's back to his old ways. Not really knocking people out, but he's in there. He's in tough fights. This, in my opinion, is going to be a tough fight. I don't really see a finish in this, but I do see Gastelum, winning some rounds.
You see Gastelum winning some rounds?
Winning some rounds, not the fight.
So what's your prediction here?
in my prediction, I see maybe I'll give the first round to Whitaker, and then Gastelum comes on strong for the next two, but then championship rounds, it's a 5-round fight. That's where I see it's going to go the distance. So I'll give Whitaker the first one, the next two Kelvin. Kelvin kind of dies out, and then Whitaker was a 1-2. Maybe see a late round finish, but I do see Whitaker just being the bigger fighter, more durable, fought the stronger fighters. Although, Kelvin, he's also fought the stronger fighters too. They've all fought top tier. This is going to be a great fight. We should have seen it 2 years ago, but the good thing is we're seeing it now.
Do you want to see something really cool? Of course. Turn off the lights. Industrial strength night vision goggles.
Holy Santa Claus shit. Can you imagine if we had these when we were 12?
Even better, we got them when we're 40.
We're seeing it on fucking Saturday, bro. I'm so hyped for this main event.
People are gonna hate me, bro, but I'm going for the fridge.
Bro, but you've always been a Calvin diehard.
Dude, fuck yeah.
And I respect that too, ever since he was on Tough.
Yeah,
with
man.
the John Jones son in.
Last picked, he was the last pick, and then he wrestled everybody to the fucking finale, wrestled Uriah
and then
Hall.
beat the favorite.
Yeah, and then became fucking solid with his striking.
Dude, I still remember when he knocked the fuck out of Bisping.
It was bad. I mean,
He retired Bisping.
It was actually beautiful the way he dodged it, but that's that head movement
Dude,
that I'm talking about.
How he made it. Bisping's head just...
I love me some Kelvin Gastelum. We got to see his wrestling in his last fight against Ian Heinisch. I know people didn't say that was like his most impressive performance, but I thought he did what he needed to get the win. He looked better on the feet. He looked better on the floor. And as good as I was talking about Robert Whitaker's wrestling, I don't think that's really going to be a factor in this fight because I think Kelvin Gastelum is going to have enough wrestling to get back up.
His takedown defense or his get-ups.
Yeah. And, I mean, I can't see Kelvin Gastelum taking down Robert Whitaker, but who knows? We saw him use a lot more wrestling in the Ian Heinisch fight. So
I give Robert Whitaker the edge in takedown defense just because he's a taller guy and he has the intangibles.
Yeah, I mean,
it's harder to take down a bigger guy, like I've said before, but it's also harder to take down a bigger guy when he knows just as much, if not more, wrestling.
A lot of the fight was on the feet, but Yoel had some problems trying to take down Robert Whitaker. So yeah, I don't know if Kelvin will be able to take him down, but I am going to call Kelvin Gastelum 4th round knockout.
Ooh, and he does have knockout potential.
Knockout potential.
But late.
Yeah, man. I think Robert is going to get caught right there in the middle of an exchange. Kelvin thrives right in that war.
I love how Kelvin just has those heavy hands, and you can never take that away from him. I always feel like Robert Whitaker is more of a he lulls you into his attacks. Like
he's got that
leg kicks, and then he'll catch you with like a 1-2. But I feel like Kelvin's just like he lands a big one, it hurts you.
Robert Whitaker could definitely easily win the fight like that, throwing that jab out. Although he keeps that jab low, throwing the jab out and throwing out that lead kick to keep the distance. But I think Kelvin's going to find his way in there and he's going to get that knockout.
I mean, Kelvin hasn't had a knockout since that Bisping fight, and then he did knock out before that was Tim Kennedy. So,
but we know he's got power.
We know he can hurt you. And then his last 3 losses, he lost to Izzy in that UD, but that was a very fucking tough fight. And then he had a split decision with Darren Till,
which was extremely boring. But hey,
they played touch butt the whole time. And then he got submitted in a weird fight against Jack Hermanson. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be a tough fight to watch. I got Bobby Knuckles. You got Gastelum. You're going with the finish, right?
Yeah, I'm going with the finish.
All right, guys. Let's go to our next fight.
Co-main event.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Right here, the hardest hitting 145 pound, the real hardest hitting 145er right here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am.
Jeremy Stevens against Dakar Close. Now, Jeremy Stevens, I actually like him in this fight. He can knock out. Oh wait, what does he say? He TKOs guys. I put him to fucking sleep.
No, they don't fucking move.
Oh yeah, they don't fucking move.
It's been 18 fights, I believe, since Jeremy Stevens was last fighting at 155.
He is right in a 2-fight skid.
He did miss weight the last one in his last fight at 145, so maybe that's why he's moving up. This is a pretty good fight for him because I know Jeremy Stevens has some pretty good anti-wrestling. He's a heavy hitter. I think he's probably...
I like that term you just used.
What?
like not you could have used wrestling defense, but he has anti-wrestling.
Oh,
no, I like that.
We mix it up around
Yeah,
here. We mix
there
it
it
up
is.
around here. But yeah, he's got power. I think the power will still translate at 155. I don't know if Drakkar Klose can take it to the ground. I think he has the ability, man. I'm real torn in between this fight because we in the last fight for Drakkar Klose, we saw him get a little bit
Dariush.
reckless against Bennett.
He pulled out the good old cold. Oh, I can't even speak right now. The Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, he's hurt. I got him.
And then he got him.
And then he got got.
Yeah, he got.
So you never want to go into that aggro rate. That just shows fighter IQ.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that with Jeremy Stevens.
Oh hell no, because he likes that shit.
And you know what? We saw Jeremy Stevens lose recently. I mean,
Cater and Yair, he fought Yair 2 times in a row.
I feel like most of these losses were a lot of strikes to the body that really opened up everything else. And I think maybe the body weakness was something about cutting weight. So hopefully, I'm gonna go with Jeremy Stevens by unanimous decision in this one.
Let's just do a quick breakdown. I mean, we talked about Cater and we talked about Yair, but this guy, Jeremy Stevens, hasn't had a win since 2018 of February against Josh Emmett. And since then, he got knocked out by Aldo. Then he lost a UD against Zabit. And then he had a no contest fight with Yair. They rematched. Yair beat him unanimously. And then he got TKO'd by Cater with the elbows, right? Was that it?
Yeah.
Vicious elbows from the top. He's been on a tough losing skid. 5 fights, no wins. 4 of them losses. So this might be his last fight in the UFC if he doesn't get that W. And like Johnny said, Drakkar Klose, very tough fight with Dariush. He had him hurt, but then he got too, trigger happy. But he does have wins against Bobby Green and Lando Vanea or whatever. Venata, and then Gallos. So if he's gonna win Klose, it's gonna be UD. I don't see him ending Stevens. He has the knockout potential. Johnny, who are you going with in this fight?
I'm going Jeremy Stevens by unanimous decision.
Really?
Yeah, unanimous.
Just because he's
decision.
also fighting for his UFC career here?
Actually, I'm not going Jeremy Stevens. I'm
Right?
going Drakkar Klose, baby.
And dude, I know
Drakkar Klose is gonna take him down. He's gonna.
I know we
edge him
should
out.
disagree here, but you know what? I'll go with Jeremy Stevens because I'm that guy who likes to pick fighters who are on their last.
They're on their last leg.
They're on their last leg in the UFC. It's like win, and if you don't win, Bellator.
Talking about fighters who are on their last leg, we've got a fighter coming up who's got an infinity amount of legs because Andrei Arlovsky will not.
You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I know what you're doing. The
fangs, bro.
Andrei Arlovsky will not go away, man. What's crazy is Jeremy Stevens, I think, has somewhere around 30 fights or 32 fights in the UFC. Mm-hmm. Andrei Arlovsky has somewhere around 34 to 36 fights in the UFC.
He's in that fucking pioneer wing, bro.
It's ridiculous how long he's lasted.
Let me hold up. Give me 1 second because he's 40. He's 42 years old.
While you look at that, let me talk about Chase Sherman.
Wait, his record is 30-20. 50 professional fights, but I just want to go and look at his first.
Well,
okay,
I was totally wrong with his number of fights in UFC.
Andrei Arlovsky made his first debut in UFC. Guess what number?
28.
I bet you look.
No, is that a good guess?
Yeah,
I swear I did.
He fought Aaron Brink in UFC 28, guys. He is in that pioneer wing, the dark days of the UFC. So he's been in there. Like I said, his record speaks for itself.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he gets paid somewhere around like
100,000.
No, 700,000 to fight. Oh. I know. Alistair was getting like 800, bro.
So this might be Arlovsky's last. But the thing about Arlovsky, he still wins.
Yeah, I think Arlovsky is fine.
What were we calling him though? We said he was the prospect
killer,
the prospect gatekeeper. He's not gatekeeping anybody for like a title contention, but it's like his last fight was against Tom Aspinall. He lost. Tom Aspinall's that new UK heavyweight that we're like.
But before that, he had shut down Tanner Boser
who was
easily.
on a run. The Canadian heavyweight. He was on a run, shut him down, and
shut down Felipe Lins.
That's what I'm saying. So.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere, even with the loss here.
Basically,
and I don't think he's going to lose.
And Chase Sherman's still that heavyweight prospect, right?
Well, I guess since he's back fresh, new to the UFC, this is his second fight
31
back
years
into
old,
the UFC.
Trains at Jackson Wink, so he's there.
He moved to Jackson Wink. He got cut from the UFC a while back when he went 0-3.
He lost to Busta Sakai. He also had a loss against another big name. Who was it? He lost to Walt Harris back in the day in 2017, but that was before his 3-fight losing skid, which booted him from the UFC. Then he went to Island Fights, where I have no idea where the fuck that takes place. But he did score 3 knockouts, and then he's riding the 4-fight win streak because he just beat Hurricane Ike Villanueva back in May of 2020 last year. So he's riding a 4-fight win streak, 4-fight KOs. He looks strong. I remember seeing him against
Chase Sherman has got power.
Yeah.
Chase Sherman, I mean, he's heavyweight. Everybody's got power.
But he's also like a big fucking built tank.
I think Andrei Arlovsky is going to be able to do the same thing that he did to Tanner Boser and really just lean on his experience.
The only
in
problem with the
striking.
Tanner Boser fight, bro, and I see it is, and this might just be me, and it might sound stupid, but I feel like as a heavyweight, bro, you can't be too technical, and I feel like that's Tanner Boser's problem. And I mean, yeah, it's worked for Tanner Boser in the past, but it's like he's just like too technical, patient, waiting for his shots, and sometimes that can backfire. I feel like as a heavyweight, sometimes you just need to just stick to your guns and fucking...
Especially when you're on the smaller side.
Make your own, your own fucking... knockout happen. You can't just wait for your knockout to now.
Yeah, that's definitely what happened against Andrei Arlovsky.
Yeah, he was just being too patient and waiting. And the thing with Arlovsky, he's been there. He's a veteran. He's not gonna give you any openings. And I felt like it was a UD, right? Mm-hmm. So that's where Tanner Boser went wrong. And I feel like Chase Sherman. I feel like he goes by the Gorilla, right, or something.
The Vanilla Gorilla.
Vanilla Gorilla, yeah, that's his name. So he will make his own luck. That's what I'm saying. You can't just wait for your shot. You got to create it. And so Chase Sherman, and that's what Tom Aspinall did. He made his own path to victory. Mm-hmm. So in this fight, I am going to go I'm going to go with Chase Sherman just because he is the more aggressive heavyweight.
Okay. What are you calling?
And I'm saying, I see he knocks him out. 2nd round knockout.
You're wrong because Andrei Arlovsky is going to go ahead and take this decision, and he's going to skate by with it with that technical striking. He's going to lean on the experience.
Takedowns? No takedowns?
I don't think so. I think Chase Sherman is probably too big for him to want to risk losing position or something like that. But yeah, Andrei Arlovsky, unanimous decision.
All right, there we go. Let's go to match 4, guys. We got the return of Abdul Razak Al Hassan, who's riding a 2-fight skid, if I am correct.
Yeah, he lost to Mounir Laziz.
Laziz, who also got beat by Worley Alves recently. Remember I picked him in that fight? He got starched. And then he lost to Chaos Williams. And early, 30 seconds into that fight, Chaos, we had a lot of hype behind him. But now he's taking on Newcomer.
Jacob Malkoun.
Jacob Malkoun fighting out of, New Zealand or Australia?
One of those two. I know the flag. I think it's Australia.
Yeah, Australia. The Aussies. So... Abdul Razak Al Hassan does have a heavy favorite in this match. He is minus 300, plus 240 for Malkoun. So he has the more experience. Malkoun, this is his first appearance in the UFC. This is his debut.
No. He showed up against Phil Hawes, who everybody is talking about Phil Hawes about.
And he got starched early.
Yeah.
That was on the Khabib versus Gaethje card.
They're saying Phil Hawes is the next coming to Jesus out here.
Oh, Christ?
Just
making sure.
He's coming to rapture all of us.
You know, Jesus. There's a lot of Jesuses out there.
That's what the tellings are from the gyms. But, Jacob Malkoun, 4-1 record, coming off of his first loss.
My record's 4-1. Aren't you like 3-2? I'm just saying, that's a light record. Especially being the UFC guys, I feel like this was and this is way off topic, but Super Sage Northcutt. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. Very young. They didn't allow him to build himself up. You should always build yourself up. Aaron Pico, don't just jump into UFC. Even if you have the opportunity and you have a lot of potential power, don't just throw it because you're gonna end up Super Sage.
Hit that regional scene. Get that.
Put your fucking work in. Get older, unless you're John Jones.
Because
very rare.
4-1. I mean. I'm sure Malkoun has got some good strikes or something, but...
Oh, son!
But...
Do you remember how the Hawes fight went? I mean, we only saw 18 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, he got knocked out in the first round at the very beginning.
But before that, he had started fighting professionally in 2017. He got a UD, and then he had a TKO, KO.
Yeah, he had 2 TKOs, right?
Yeah, and then, so he had 2 TKOs, KOs, and then 2 UD wins. And he was fighting at Brace... Hex Fight Series, Wulong Wars, and Eternal MMA. So all these...
I know all those.
Johnny watches MMA around the globe. So
I don't know any of those.
Yeah, so we don't know where they found this guy, but they found him, and he's fighting Abdul Razak Al Hassan, and I think it's going to go Abdul Razak Al Hassan.
Yeah?
ARA. Let's call him that.
ARA? That sounds pretty cool.
I know. He's ARA.
Ara?
Ara.
Or just ARA?
ARA.
ARA
So I'm going with ARA here, and I feel like he's going to brutally knock him out. I'm going with the odds makers. If anything, I think the odds makers are, picking this one a little too. I feel like he should be minus 500, minus 300. That's still, big favorite, but still, they're cutting him some slack. I'm going to go ARA, knockout first round. Just like how Phil Huss did it, but maybe a little later.
I'll go Abdul Razak Al Hassan, but I'm gonna go decision. I don't know what to expect from Malkoun. Like I said, everybody's talking about Phil Huss being super amazing, so I'll cut him some slack.
Christ.
Super amazing Christ.
Now let's go to Bob Ross, the spawn of Bob Ross,
The angry Bob Ross.
violent Bob Ross.
Oh yeah.
So violent Bob Ross, Luis Pena is making his return against, who is this, Adrian Munoz?
Alex Munoz.
Alex Munoz, my bad. So these guys, there's a significant height advantage. Luis Pena, 6'3". We know he likes to have like that karate style background, right? They're fighting at lightweight here, guys. Minus 150 for Luis Pena. Alex Munoz, plus 125. Similar records, both people to watch, prospects. How do you see this fight breaking down, brother?
Well, you know what, man? To be honest, there's not much to expect from Alex. Just because I believe he made his UFC debut against Nasrat Hakparas, otherwise known as Baby Kelvin Gastelum.
All right.
But I'm pretty sure he made that debut on short notice, and then he got unanimous decision, which, I mean,
Contender Series guy.
Nasrat is a good guy. That's another thing. We first saw him when he fought Nick Newell on the Dana White Contender Series. And he beat Nick Newell with a unanimous decision. And maybe this is a real asshole in me, and I'm pretty sure Nick Newell could whoop my ass.
Oh, but, yeah, 100%. He'd fucking destroy you.
But, yeah, right? What am I talking about? But, like, as a fighter,
he destroyed me too.
You couldn't really put on a really good performance against Nick Newell out there. So he didn't get that contract. Now he's now he's in the UFC. I don't really expect much out of him.
Back in black.
Okay,
I'm back. Okay, but anyway.
yeah, Luis Pena, he's gonna submit him in the third round.
Luis Bennett, he's actually coming off of a submission loss to Kama Worthy.
Death Star.
So the thing with Luis Bennett, he's been riding this trend of win one, lose one, win one, lose one. He just lost to Kama Worthy, like I said. So maybe this is his rebound fight.
Now at 155.
Kind of looks like a spoon-fed. Yeah, because he fought at featherweight, right?
Yeah.
So fighting at lightweight now, we'll see how he does. He is the minus 150, like I said earlier, and he does have significant height advantage, 6'3". I think it's really going to come down to distance management. I see it on the feet, kickboxing, and I see a unanimous decision for Luis Pena. Don't really know what to make about Alex Munoz. I know he was a Contender Series guy, but he doesn't have any notable big wins. They're all just UD split decisions. He does have a submission win back in Caribbean Ultimate Fist Fighting. I guess they fight in the Caribbean or wherever. Anyway, I think it's going to be kind of a snoozer. It could be interesting depending if these guys don't play touch fight the whole time. But it could go either way. I'm going to go Luis Pena, though. I like him in this fight. His first fight at lightweight, right? Mm-hmm. Let's go down to the opener of the main card. We got Ramos. Is it Ricardo?
Ricardo Ramos versus Bill Aggio.
Bill Aggio, Johnny. I don't know too much about these boys fighting at featherweight. It's close to pick 'em odds. Plus 100 for Ramos, minus 120 for Aggio.
Well, Ricardo Ramos? I don't know.
You tried your best.
I feel like for me, he's really left an impression off of his losses against like Said Nurmagomedov and then Lerone Murphy more recently. And with Bill Aggio, I mean, he unanimous decision spiked Carlisle and made it look, I wouldn't say easy, but...
The thing with Spike in that fight, bro, is he tired himself out trying to be too fancy.
Yeah, and I mean...
Wheel kicks.
That's the thing, that's his problem, right? Similar to like an early Michel Pieta.
He's trying to be too flashy out there, and that'll fucking get you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bill Aggio. Both of these guys relatively new to the UFC, with Bill only having two
Still a
fights
good win,
in
though.
it.
You're right.
Yeah,
if you beat Spark Carlisle, and then you said, but Ramos, although he did have a loss to Said, right?
Yeah.
Said Nurmagomedov a couple in February 19. So, actually, you're picking Aggio. I'll pick Ramos, and these are both, they're both classified as BJJ guys. So this fight, in my mind, will be on the floor.
Algio 1-1 in the UFC. Ricardo Ramos has 7 fights with only 2 losses. So,
and if you look at their win-loss stats, 7-1 for Ramos in submissions, and then go to Algio, he's 6-2. So both these guys like to get it done submission style. Who's going to have the better jiu-jitsu? I feel like that's what we're going to see, a jiu-jitsu match. But I feel like it ultimately comes down to who's able to be significantly better in strikes on the ground.
I was going to say, well, we can see if Bill Algio can stop the takedown from Ramos and strike him up on the feet, because we did see some striking against Spike Carlisle.
You're right. So he does have better striking from that fight. So you got Algio, the bigger fighter. He is the -120 favorite, +100 for Ramos, and he does have the significant height advantage, +3 inches, so he's 6 foot against 5'9" Ramos. Good fight.
That was
that might be fight of the night, in my opinion.
That's the end of the main card.
You want to talk about Kish real quick?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about these 2 on the prelims.
Just run through them real quick.
Tracy Cortez getting served up in the featured prelim spot. She's getting served up a softball, in my opinion, against Justine Kish. Justine Kish, really on a win-loss kind of record, mostly known for shitting her pants against
taking
Felice
a big
Herrig.
deuce.
It was a little deuce, and she joked about it.
Some diarrhea.
But she did get beat in that fight against Felice Herrig, and I think Tracy Cortez overall can just beat her everywhere, whether it be striking or on the ground.
Isn't she she's like 40, right? Tracy Cortez, or no?
Like 40 years old?
Yeah, is she 40 years old or no?
No, bro.
She's 27. Oh, she's a young fire. I'm getting mixed up with somebody else.
Yeah.
Maybe a Brazilian.
But who I think will be fight of the night is going to be Alexander Romanov versus Juan Espino, 2 fucking huge.
And this is the fight that relates to our main event.
Yes, Juan Espino was the winner of Tough 28 Heavy Hitters on Team Kelvin, I believe, or Team Gastelum. But both of these guys punch hella hard, of course. They're in heavyweight. But this is going to be a grappling fight. Both of these guys like
and
to
their
get it done on the
records
ground.
they should put this on the main card.
This is going to be
and
a
then in
great
my
fight.
mind, Johnny, if a fight does end up falling out, because we have a 6-fight main card, if we lose a fight, I feel like this is the fight to bump up.
I hope so. This is going to be a damn good fight. Alexander Romanov, Juan Espino. I'm pulling for Juan Espino because he's a tough alumni. But, God, that's going to be a good one. I know that one's going to be fire. Jessica Pena is coming back. Gerald Meerschaert's going to probably lose.
Meerschaert's back from I thought he would never wake up after Hamzat knocked the shit out of him.
This is all a dream.
He's living in his fucking dream. And that's about it, guys, for the breakdown. We also have, Jake Paul, Ben Askren coming up. Let's just talk about who we think is going to win that.
Guys, I'm fucking excited about this event.
It's going to be fun to watch, guys. We also got Frank Mir on the undercard.
I was so angry that this was happening, and now the week has come, and I'm so excited.
Who do you got?
I want Ben Askren to win.
You want him to win, but who do you think is going to win?
Ben Askren, baby.
Me
Come
too,
on,
Ben
Ben Askren.
I feel like I feel like Jake's going to go in there, and I do give Jake credit on this. I feel like he does throw hard fucking punches.
And he's been putting in the work.
But I just feel like Ben is going to play it smart, fight him real close. He's not going to give Jake the distance to throw a fucking haymaker. He's going to fight him real close and wear him out.
I mean,
I don't see Ben knocking out Jake, but I see him wearing him out to maybe where he can get a finish or to where Jake's had enough. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Ben caused 7-round knockout, man. So
that's the thing. I feel
Ben.
like if anything, if he is gonna knock him out, it's gonna be I can't continue. It's not gonna be he punches Jake and Jake's like
Rocky 3.
It's not gonna be one of those. But it is gonna be fun to watch. I am gonna stream that. Buy the pay-per-view.
Yeah, because you download the Triller app, right?
Yeah, Triller, bro.
I don't know if you're excited about this, but also I think Doja Cat, Justin Bieber, bunch of fucking musical artists are going to perform as well. Maybe I might watch the whole thing. Probably not.
We also got Bellator Grand Prix. We got Nemkov, Phil Davis. Let's not really talk about him, but let's just pick winners. Nemkov, he's going to beat Phil Davis. This is the second fight. Last time it was a UD, right? For Nemkov. So I think Nemkov's going to win again. It's going to be a tough fight, though. And then on the other side, Corey Anderson against the guy, I can't pronounce his name. Corey Anderson's going to win, and he's going to meet Bader in that semifinal on the other side of the bracket. Nemkov, I see him going up.
I literally couldn't have broken it down better. Yeah.
Right.
I agree with all that shit right there,
right?
Because, yeah.
All right, boys and gals. That's our breakdown, episode 18. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. We like your feedback. Let Johnny know if he needs to cut his hair. Let me know if I need to cut my hair. I'm going to get a haircut today.
He's going to cut his hair. I'm wearing women's sports shorts.
And a women's sports bra.
No, just a sports
Oh,
shirt.
just sports shirts?
Yeah, I'm just wearing women. There's Stella McCartney.
They look pretty masculine to me.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm wearing them. I didn't have a problem. Latest bitches.
Later, guys.
Got that shit done. Oh.